How you doing, folks? I'm going to talk a little bit today about how to increase your distance in shooting. For me, this is going to be from a competition 3D tournament standpoint. I've been practicing mainly 20 and in for hunting. When I went to IBO Trad Worlds in West Virginia, Pipes in West Virginia, I learned quite a bit, my arrow set up for that, and I try to get my arrow set up for kind of both, for hunting and 3D, so try to get the best of both worlds. But I think I was a little bit over, had a lot of grains, on my arrow, which I had it at about 486, which now I got it about 449. I'm shooting a 45-pound bow. My draw length is about 27 and a half, so I'll be shooting right around 43 and a half, 44 pounds. So right now it's plenty. It's about good for what I want my arrow to do. And to increase your distance, if you're new to archery, I got a video on walk back practice. I'm basically have done that. I always keep up with my shorter distances. Then I'm gonna work past. Right now I'm sitting where I range find. Use my rangefinder. It says 27 yards, so my rangefinder reads about a yard short. So I'm about 26 yards, so I'm a little bit past 25. 23 I was doing pretty good. I practiced that out of my little stand I got set up over here, and I practiced it from the ground level. So I'm gonna take a few shots, and I'm working on some, pulling through my shot. And I found out, I wasn't getting drawn all the way back to full draw and pulling through my shot, which helps keep my arrow straight in line instead of trying to get to an anchor and trying to relax and release. So I learned quite a few things. I'm always trying to learn something from a 3D shoot that I go to, so I did learn quite a bit when I was up there. But increasing my distance, I always started out at shorter distances and started working my way back to where I stopped to have a problem, say 24 yards. If I had a problem there, I wouldn't move. When what I'm looking for is consistency in my shot, and I got a realistic target down there for this distance for myself. It's about 6-inch round circle, and if you're trying to learn the distance, I'd start out with a bigger target. Then once you get more consistent in that, then you can shrink the target down to be fine-tuned in for that target. And it's a long process, but if you stay with it and don't move past that where you're having a problem, whether it's 23, 28, 30, 35 yards, just sit there and until you get consistent. And a lot of this is going to be your form. My bow arm jumps around. I found that out too. If I over pull, or like I got a really gorilla grip on my string, and that when I pull back into my back tension, and I might be pulling too much, and it causes my bow arm to move around. So that does play a part, which I hook into my first digits of my fingers, so I got a deep hook. And so when I draw back, I kind of let my fingers go forward a little bit, so when I pull and it comes loose, and it gives me a better shot that way, and a lot cleaner release, a lot quieter on the bow itself. So I'm going to take a few shots. I'm going to take about 4 shots at about 26 yards, and I'll just see whether I'm consistent enough to move on. But if I'm not, I'll include that in my practice and do my normal practice and come back to that point until I get very consistent. Then I'll move back a yard, 2 yards or so, and just do it all over again. So it may take me a week or two. It just depends on how quick my mind picks up that distance. So I'm going to take a few shots and we'll go down there and look at them. Alright, I took about 4 shots at about 26 and a half yards, somewhere right in there, but it's mainly about 26, so we'll walk down here and look at it. So, on what I look for is my left, right, if I'm a little high, a little low, and which I got one here. If you see the group, like one is way low and way to the right, so my bow arm got moved. So these are pretty much lined up in center, and this one here I kind of moved a little bit, but you know, again, that's working on form at that distance. And I've shot it a few times, was in it pretty good, but it's like I say, I look for consistency where I can do it every time I come up to it, no matter time of day or anything else like that. I should be able to, if I was going to try to move on, you know, I should be able to hit that very consistent, you know, high percentage of the time instead of a 40-50% of the time. So that's about what I look for. And you know, it may be I need to move up a little bit, I'll shoot it again, and if I get the same results, I'll just move up and move up a yard until I get consistent, get that down, and I'll move back. It's a long, drawn-out process, but if you don't cheat yourself, it'll be kind of rewarding where you can make consistent shots on past 25 or whatever distance you want to get out to. And mine, I'm probably going to reach out to about 35, right around there. May get out to 40, may not, but you know, I will increase it out to 35. You know, some 3D tournaments I get into, some have a max distance for traditional for 30 yards. So, you know, I want to kind of get past that so I can, you know, make those shots. So I hope this helps. If you just refer back to the walk back practice, that's basically what I've done. I just kind of, for time's sake, I just came out to a distance that I reached out to and try to work on. So hope this helps you, and I hope y'all have a great day, and God bless.